This 4-3-3 won the league with a team predicted 9th out of 12, meant to be relegation candidates, won the league, top scorer, joint most clean sheets. That's not bad, is it? So this is a 4-3-3 I built with my offline save with Finnish team KTP. Now, I got them promoted the season before, got them up after only being in charge 5 games, and the pre-season prediction, although it says 7th there, they had us 9th because they're all 50-1. So I had us 9th, meant to be at the bottom, and no. 27 games, 17 wins, just 5 defeats, league champions for the first time since the 50s. My man, hi Arthur, I'm trying to do a video, bud. My man, Ronnie Gustafsson, finished top scorer in the league. Will Jaskalainen, yes, the Will Jaskalainen, finished with the joint most clean sheets. And Ronnie finished with the highest average rating as well. So it's defensively solid, works in the midfield, and you get goals from your striker. Well, what else do you want out of a formation? Defensively, we've gone really balanced. We've got a fullback on support on the left, a wing back on support on the right, 2 really solid centre backs. That is Jake Clark-Salter playing in centre back in Finland, got him on a free. And then I really wanted to be really possession based, very fluid, team fluidity. Get that midfield free, a Mezzala on support, box to box midfielder, a DM on support, all pushing up and back, doing both. And then I've got an inside forward on the right, inside forward on the left, and my pressing forward, which works so well for me in Northern Ireland, get him through the middle. I also do a big 5-team test of any tactic to see, and it's teams that everyone who is predicted 5th. Roma did come 5th, Chelsea came 4th, Villarreal came 4th, and Rennes came 2nd in the league. I'm at 83 points, which is great. But all of them did really well defensively. If you go on Football Manager Story from my little tactics table, it outperformed every other tactic so far defensively, including Clates and Gareth Swanzalona. So it shows you how solid it can be across the back with that. And I think you probably make it more defensive. I think you lose out if you went DM on defend, you probably lose out there, I think. At one point in defence, I also had an inverted wing back on support. That does work, but I found the fullback the best, just adding that little bit of fluidity to the team and using them in possession, and that helped us dominate in those positions as well. Just to show you how it stood up, so in Finland we had the 4th highest pass completion at 81, and like the team is not great. Second fewest shots against, not far behind HJK. Second in possession, 57%. That's kind of what I wanted, just to, if you don't give the ball away, you're going to not lose as many games. Not the highest for dribbling, and the second best defensive record in the league, conceded 23, under 1 per game, and Finland's not the highest score in the league. And I took a risk on the out of possession. I went for the high press and the high line, hoping not to get caught in behind. And it was built before the match engine, but it continued to perform after the match engine update, and the tests were done after the match engine update as well. Not trigger pressing the highest, but we are preventing the goalkeeper distribution, and none of the other things ticked. The instructions for the defence, the wing back support is on take more risks so he can get his crosses in, crossing more often, crossing for the byline, shooting less often. We want him, if he is going to think about it, we want him to pass, not to shoot. Want him to stay wider to get in behind the inside forward. And yeah, it's a lot of instructions, but it seemed to work for him. The fullback is on take fewer risks, shoot less often, sit narrower just so he gets involved in the possession side of the game. Centre back, take fewer risks on both of them. If you look at Chelsea, for example, came 4th, which is a predicted 5th, so you're doing slightly better, but didn't do as well with the goals. But they've not got a recognised striker. Armando Broja was their top scorer, but they did only concede 34 goals. I think in the Premier League, anything under a goal per game, especially if you're not a Man City or Liverpool, is what you're aiming for. In the midfield, we've got a DM with take fewer risks and shoot less often. His job is to recycle it to these two, the Mezzala and the box-to-box midfielder. Box-to-box, move into the channels, get into those spaces created by the runs of the pressing forward and the inside forward. The Mezzala's on take more risks, shoot less often, close down more and tackle harder. When we're in possession, we want to play fairly wide. So you're looking for get those balls wide to the fullbacks or the inside forwards. Slightly shorter passing, slightly higher tempo. With that sort of better quality of player than we had in Northern Ireland, I've put the tempo back up slightly higher rather than being in the middle. and working the ball into the box, either for the runners of the inside forwards or for our pressing forward. And then you always run a test with an elite team to see how it does when you're one of the best teams in the world. And Real Madrid got 93 points, only lost 3 games. Goal difference of plus 60, only conceded 26. So you go much lower than 1 per game. And that's the hope is when you're a better team, you've got a better defence, you concede fewer goals. And it worked. Knocked out the Champions League with 10 points, which is madness. But won the Europa League, beating Arsenal in the final, won the Super Cup, won the Super Copa, and didn't win the Copa. But oh well. Team stats: most shots, most goals, fewest shots against, 58% possession. Dribbles not on there, so it's not a dribbling, and then second best defensive record in the league. Benzema got 37, 10. Vinicius scored. Rodrigo had even got a tune out of Eden Hazard, and Federico Valverde and Mezzala with 11 goals and 10 assists. Up front, you've got your inside forward. On support, close down more, tackle harder. Same with the other one. So my plan always is these 3 and the Mezzala, they're my 4 pressing players. Don't want the rest pressing, they can keep position. Pressing forward as standard. In transition, it's not a counter press. When you look on counter press, I don't want all 3 of them rushing out. That's why I've picked the PIs. I want those 4, those 2 can hold position. When we get the ball, I want to counter, and it works for me to get the ball to the fullbacks first. Then the first pass is usually inside to the 3 midfielders, and that worked really well. So there we have it. There is the Mezzala strikes back. Real Madrid smashed it. KTP smashed it. The other 5 teams did really well as well. So let me know what you think of it. Anything you would change, what would you put? Look at that and let me know what you would tweak in there. I think you could probably make it more dominant, but I'm trying to stick it. I don't want to find an OP tactic. I want to find tactics that work, that have a philosophy, and that's why I build them in my offline save, and then we'll test them and see if they work. And if they do, we'll bring them out. So it was a very fluid, pass the ball around, look to hit on the counter if you win the ball, but not just gang pressing to the max. It's not what we're about. So let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know, like the video, please, if you're enjoying these formations and the tactics. For me, Andrew, until next time, thanks for watching. Goodbye.